What's up, people? It's gonna sound like I'm coming across negative or defenseless, coming on the defense. I'm trying to put up a wall, arrogant, hateful, or just coming off as foolish as you would say. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to come off as foolish. I'm just trying to. This is just me, just expressing how I feel, growing up, my experience. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. All right, I want to talk about family, right? Family versus family that's concerned about you. You know what I mean? Family that's actually that care about you. You know what I mean? I'm all for that. I'm all for the family caring and all that type of stuff. I'm really all for that. I'm 1,000% down for it. There's nothing wrong with being concerned. But I want to talk about the flip side of that. How the flip side of it can become annoying. Um, you know how you have, like, let's say like you live with your auntie, let's say you live with your mother or your parents. Let's say you living with them, you grown, you grown physically. Your body is grown, your age, and as far as age, physical age, and stuff like that. And you stay with them, right? Let's say you go out and you say, you know what, I'm gonna take myself out at 3, and I ain't gonna come back till like 3 in the morning. I'm gonna stay out, and I'm gonna stay out, and I need me some free time or whatever. I'm gonna stay off a couple of days. Now, if you staying with your parents, you got to they gon' you gonna have to, like, okay, I'm gonna be gone a couple of days. Where you going, son? You should have called somebody and told somebody you was gone. You had me worried and you had me this and that. It's like it becomes like you still, to an extent, in that aspect, you still, to me, it's still a curfew. I don't care how old you get, how grown or how physically in age you think you are. If you're living, if I'm like, I'm surrounded by family, right? Now, like, my daily routine is I pick up my camera and I do videos daily, every day. And I go to the store. I come back home and go in my room and I be on the computer, right? Now, when I start doing different things around the house, or like, let's say I get up at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, which I'm always waking up at that time anyway, and they saw you never really done certain things, you don't do certain things all the time. It doesn't mean that it's something bad going on. Just because you are doing something a little different that they really ain't normally seeing you do. You see what I'm saying? They suspecting that it's something bad all the time. You see what I'm saying? So you got to deal with that. You know what I mean? And with that being said, you got to feel like you is a you are you know, you it's like it's like you basically feeling like you're not really you can't really be yourself, and things of that nature. Even with biological kin, you see what I'm saying? You can't even really be yourself, really, basically, in your own atmosphere, because you got to do all this damn explaining and saying what what's wrong. You don't usually get up at this time. You don't usually get up at 3 in the morning and something ain't right. You know what I mean? Something ain't right. Blah 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 blah. Now you got to go through all these different things trying to explain the 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 condition of yourself, because, and then your family gonna hop on the phone. They gonna hop on the phone and call other people and say, "Hey, my son or my daughter or my son is acting in a ways that he never been acting or he never been doing." They gonna talk it over with their family members, the other family members. Not there. Everybody's in your damn business. Now, when you wake up, maybe the next day, by the time you wake up, every all of your family, everybody, all over. the town know what's going on with you. You be like, damn, how's all these people finding out that uh that about my life? You see what I'm saying? It's because your parents told them that you was doing some strange things and making a big deal out of it because you know they stay on the phone with people anyway. You see what I'm saying? They stay on the phone with different people. You feel what I'm saying? They stay on the phone with different people and you know they're gonna talk. You see what I'm saying? And so now you got to sit there and now you got to you gonna feel like you stupid. You know, you just gonna feel stupid because now your parents then went around and told everybody about you acting a certain way. You see what I'm saying? And it's almost like you really is, to me, it's almost like it's a prison in your own home. You see what I'm saying? And I don't mean to come off like I'm just trying to say fuck y'all. I'm not concerned. I mean, don't be concerned about me, or I'm not trying to come off arrogant. I'm not trying to come off ignorant or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Your family caring for your family members is a good thing. But sometimes I think a lot of it, too much of they call it can be bad sometimes. You see what I'm saying? Because if you go somewhere, you got to say, no matter how grown you is, I'm you got to say, you got to let your parents know I'm going down. I don't care if you're 50 or 60 years old, you in your house with them, you got to, it's gonna be, they're gonna feel it's your obligation and your duty is to come and say, well, mother, father, so and so, I'm going right up the streets. I'll be back. I don't know what time I might come in about 12, 1, 2 in the morning. You got to be doing all of that. But see, if you're a grown person, physically grown person, and you get on your own and I get on my own and I have my own place, it's almost like you can get up when you get ready. You ain't got to worry about hearing a second voice around you saying, is you all right? Everything is this. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you're saying you don't want them to be concerned, but sometimes I think certain people just be doing too damn much. Like you be like, okay, I get it that you're concerned, but come on now, you're doing too much. Come on now. For it can just become annoying after for a while. You know what I mean? It become fucking annoying. And you get tired. You see what I'm saying? Like you be like, come on now, give it a break. Do you see me on the phone talking to other people? Every time you feel that there's something going on with me, you got to hop on the phone with auntie, sister, uh, great aunt, uh, first, second cousins, and to just to address why this boy here is decide to get up at 3 in the morning and chill and eat some potato chips. Now there comes the guardians that's over that house coming up to you asking you, is you all right? Everything is all right. The reason I'm asking is because you never got up at 3 in the morning. You never got up at 4 in the goddamn morning or whatever. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Now, if you get mad or if you feel some type of way what they're doing, they're going to feel or they're going to say you being immature about it. That's what they're going to do. So you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you got to be like, okay, let me handle this and be calm and handle this as an adult. Because if I don't do this, they're going to label me as immature because I responded to them asking me, is I'm all right at 3 in the morning? And they never saw me get up at 3 in the morning. You see what I'm saying? And I'm taking it offensive. But on their end, they're going to be like, you are immature. This is immature. You're acting, you acting like a asshole. You acting like a bitch, or you acting like this, or you acting like that. So it's like you got to um, You got to control your emotions now, because this shit they done got on your nerve, just like they feel that what I'm doing is annoying. So in order for me, you got to now you standing between a horse and a rock, and now you got to sit there and you got to handle yourself in a very mature manner. If you don't, they're gonna say you immature because you went off on them because you didn't like how they approaching you with the situation. You see what I'm saying? Like, how you do you know? I could be trying to try something different instead of just doing the same thing all the time. You see what I'm saying? But that particular topic was on my mind as I was coming up to these apartments. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, do I feel like, have I ever felt that way in my lifetime? Felt like a prison in my own home? Yes. Now, I don't say this to put down on nobody, but when they come to me with certain, just like me being out right now, I don't even know what time it is. It's probably about fixing to be 11 o'clock. Now, I never sat out this late. I mean, well, yes, I have. I can't lie. But I don't do it. It's not an often thing. I don't do it on an often daily basis. You know what I'm saying? This is just for the first time. You see what I'm saying? Now I can understand families will feel some type of way. Like, wait a minute, he don't usually do this. I need to find out and see what the hell going on. That's understandable. But sometimes what really bothers me is when I feel that they're doing too much, and they can overdo it and ask you those questions, and it can become annoying, and it'll make you when you become so annoying, the pressure can build up, the annoying pressure can build up, and before you know it, you going off and you reacting in ways that you know this is not your personality, this is not you, but you just feel pressured because these people is you mentally already mentally destroyed, living in a white man's world, living in a white man's slavery here in America. You see what I'm saying? I want to make sure I throw that one in there. And then you get pressure from, if there's no unity within our community, we are divided. We walk out the door, we looking at each other all fucking crazy and shit, like we want to hurt, like we want to fight, hating each other. Don't come over here to my door. Don't look at me. You walk out your door, you look at somebody, they looking at you like they want to kill you. They want to, you know what I'm saying? And these are the curses that we're dealing with. We're dealing with all this pressure. Then on top of that, we got the so-called white man, Esau, the devil the Bible speaks of, and you know what I'm saying? Pressuring us. Walking to the store, just walking to the store, before you even cross the road, you seeing a damn police damn car with a so-called white man in there. At any point in time, they can just drive up to you and say, "What's your name?" "Oh, I'm going right there to the store." "Oh, okay, we just got a call that somebody's place got broke into, and we just came over here to see that you looked at like the person that we was trying to, you know what I mean?" And as soon as you get smart with them, "Oh, we'll put charges on you and all that." Like, what did I do? I'm responding to you coming up to me lying. I mean, trying to threaten me with your law and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Now you're dealing with the pressure at home and stuff like that, and be like, "Well, baby, where you was? What took you so long?" Or whatever. Well, did you call somebody and let them know if you're gonna be, it, it's like, either way it go, you're gonna feel like you're in prison. You see what I'm saying? But if you actually living by yourself, you ain't got nobody to answer to. And I kind of see why the apostle Paul in the Bible, I kind of see why he was alone. I really do. Because when you by yourself, you can think more, you can think better. You see what I'm saying? But when you living with someone, for the most part, you got to, let's say if you staying with somebody, you got to let them know, look, I'm gonna be back. It's gonna be 3 in the morning when I come back in. You living in their house and you got to abide by the rules or whatever, whether it's your mother, your father, whatever. It's like no matter how grown you are, If you're living with your mother, your father, or anybody, that's a curfew. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mother, your father. People say there is no place like home. Yes, what that really means is if you living on your own, if you living by yourself, you could just get up when you get ready. You ain't got to where you can sleep as long as you want. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming into the room saying, baby, what's going on? You normally would have done got up, and I know that ain't like you. You living with somebody, and this is what they're telling you. So you got to be like, well, mother, well, father, I'm all right. I'm just decided I lay down a little long or whatever. And then the only thing you're gonna hear is, well, look, just let somebody know you all right up in here. If you wake up, just say I'm gonna lay down a little long. You got to do all this damn explaining or whatever. But if you literally living by yourself, you don't have to worry about that. You can sleep as long as you want. You ain't got to worry about people saying, you all right? You got you normally wouldn't have got up at 3 in the morning. Is you okay? Is you this? You ain't got to worry about that. If you living by yourself, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming up to you telling you whatever, because you can lay there as long as you want. You can get up, you can sleep to morning all the way to evening if you want to. I'm just making, although I don't want to do that because I'm one of those people. Once daylight hit, I stay there um, in the bed for so long, but eventually I'm gonna have to get up. I get up around about 9 something. I don't stay. I stay in the bed no later than 9 o'clock or 9:30 or 9:45. I'm up. No later than about 9:20, 9:30. I'm up. Or 9:09 or 9:30 or 9:20. I'm up. Yeah, but I was just saying that, just explaining myself when it comes. I don't care how grown you are. If you're living with your parents, if you're living with somebody, that's the definition of a curfew. You're gonna feel like it's a curfew because you got to let them know or whatever. You're gonna feel like a 13-year-old child. You're gonna feel like a 13-year-old child living with somebody. Like a third, it's that's how it's gonna feel. It's like you're gonna feel like you're in a grown man's body, right? But you gonna you you. I'm 49, right? Uh, I'm going to feel like I'm 14, and you got to let these people know how long you're gonna be out. And then if they got the door locked and you're a grown man, you 50, 60 years old, you come knocking on their door, coming out from somewhere or whatever, just sitting out chilling. They're gonna wonder why you was out there. You got to explain yourself why you was out. I don't care how old you is. You're gonna feel like a 9 or 10-year-old child. Because that's the way they're gonna treat you. And I'm just saying, with that within itself, it's annoying as hell. It's very annoying, and it's just irritating. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be in a space to where you can just come back when you get ready. It's like being in prison. You go to prison. If you go to prison or jail, you can't eat when you get ready. You can't do none of those things. You got to lay down when they say lay down. You got to go to bed when they say go to bed. You got to do all of that. But if you living by yourself and you live in the world free, let's say if I got my own place, I don't have to answer to nobody. I don't have to. I can lay there as long as I want. I can go when I get ready, and I can come back when I get ready. I don't have to sit up here and answer to nobody. I don't have to answer to no one. Where you been? Where you been? I've been up all night worried. I was calling so and so across town. I was calling family members everywhere. This and that and the third. When you live into yourself, you ain't got to worry about none of that bullshit. You can just you. You see what I'm saying? Just imagine being 50 years old and feeling like you fucking 13. Or you feeling like you 14. That's how I honestly feel. Physically in age, I know that I'm of a grown age. Physically, I'm 50, almost 50 years old. But mentally, I feel like I'm about 13 or 14. You'll feel that way is what I'm saying. You mentally, you'll feel like you're about 12 or 13, because they going to come off. They're going to come off and talk to you and handle you in a certain way like you are 12 or 13. And you got to, as long as you're in their house, you got to put up with it. And that's going to, as long as you put up with it, it'll be, you can be 50, 60, 70 years old and never had a life, never actually felt like a man, never felt like, okay, if I leave and go somewhere, I can come back when I get ready. I ain't got to answer to nobody. I don't have to do none of that. And it'll feel like that's a good feeling. And I can understand why the Apostle Paul said it is better. He says, he that, I see why he kind of say, he that marries does better. How did he put that? He that is married doeth well, but he that is unmarried does better. And I kind of understand why the Apostle Paul said that. I kind of understand why that was written in the Bible like that and why he spoke and he said that. He said, he that is married does well, but he that is unmarried, or you're not married, or single is what he was saying, you even do better. When you single, you ain't got to answer to nobody for nothing. When you single, you ain't got to worry about if you didn't stayed out 5 hours. Now you got to go home and you got to explain to these people why you stayed out at 3 in the fucking morning. But if I'm living by myself, I don't have that to worry about. You see what I'm saying? You don't have that to worry about. You go when you get ready and you come when you get ready. And sometimes, man, sometimes I believe that being single is the best option sometimes. Because think about it. The only difference is with your mother, you live with your mother. And with a mother and a father thing, that's a different type of relationship. That's not a girlfriend or boyfriend relationship. You see what I'm saying? It's a mother and a father's spiritual, godly relationship. But with a woman, it's like it becomes a physical and a sexual relationship. But at the same time, if you're married and you got a family, you got children, you can't go out there and live as you stay out long as you want. You see what I'm saying? You can't do that if you got a family. Because they're like, your woman gonna be like, baby, I was worried about you. Where you been? You was cheating. In her mind, she's gonna like, you was cheating. No, so and so. I was out here doing this here and I was doing that. You gotta explain to your family and you got to explain to your children what was going on. You got to even talk to your children, tell your children what's happening. You know what I'm saying? But if you're single, you don't have to worry about answering to nobody. You see what I'm saying? You don't have all them extra weight on you. You see what I'm saying? You don't have all that extra weight on you like that. So I kind of understand and I see why the Most High God allowed. He said, well, if you single, you if you have a family or if you married, you does well. But if you single, you even does better. Now those were some strong words, and I'm gonna show y'all that in the Bible. He said, he that is unmarried does well, but he that is unmarried does better. Now those were some strong words. Paul The Apostle Paul in the Bible puts stronger inputs on that. That's very strong. So you know that had to been a serious moment. You know, if you're a singer, like I said, I don't want nobody to feel like I'm going in circles. But I just felt like this is an interesting topic, and I'm gonna talk about this some more when I get in the house. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section about this video. But the video is entitled, I See Why It's Better to Be Single and Living by Yourself. I see why it's best to be single and living by yourself. That's the title of the video. And I'm going to talk some more. Look for a part 2 when I get in the house.